Nicholas, I love to see how much support you have from Amrit's parents and just kind of the whole Family Karma cast, the whole community. When Amrit's dad told you he's always going to have your back, I think of the moment in the kitchen with Amrit's mom and your distress caused her distress. I think of Vishal saying, I'm always Team Nicholas. How does it feel to have all that support from Amrit's crew, especially juxtaposed against the challenges that you face over your sexuality with your family?
Yeah. So it's an amazing and really heartwarming feeling. It kind of eases some of the distress that has been there with my parents. And I will say that most of my extended family has been incredibly supportive, just incredibly supportive. And that's been for, I don't know, almost 8-9 years since I was really open with them. So it does feel really good to know that the cast is utterly supportive. To hear Vishal say, I'm always Team Nicholas, and Vishal is an incredibly kind and genuine person. And when he says that, it's not he's not blowing smoke out of his rear end.
Yeah,
he really means that.
I think one time Evan, he's like, I'm gonna beat you up if you do anything to Nicholas. I was like, are you? I don't know that you are going to do that. For sure, sweetheart. We'll take that.
Well, it also must feel good to you, Amrit, seeing all the love that your people have for Nicholas.
Yeah, it does. And and viewers are going to see this in the last 2 episodes, which Evan, bring a full tissue box with you, because there are so many emotions with those last 2 episodes. But viewers are going to see that. Viewers are going to see our, my close friends, my community, talk about our journey together, our relationship, and especially when Vishal has seen me struggle with it firsthand, before I came out, when I was just an angry person. So it does feel really nice.
I mean, really get ready to see some of these super raw and emotional conversations that you hear about and you know from your own experience, but to see it portrayed on TV, and I mean, not portrayed, just filmed, because there are no second takes. I mean, I don't know that any of us could have taken a second take with a degree of emotion that was just at the surface and then, out in the form of tears.
Yeah.
It was really a beautiful moment. It really was.
I can't wait to see it. There was this moment in the last episode where Lavina says in a confessional that she wants your parents, Nicholas, to know that it's really not that hard to accept a gay son. As a couple, do you think that Nicholas's parents are capable of that level of acceptance in the future? Has there been any strides that have been made since the wedding?
Yeah, I mean, I'll let Amrit paint some of the context with how my parents have interacted with him over the last 10 years.
They've more than accepted us. At this point, they really have come so far with embracing us and celebrating us. And it's been a struggle, and it's a struggle for, I always tell people, it's a struggle for the person coming out, but it's just as hard for the close ones to that person, the parents, the immediate family members. But they've made so much progress.
I can't even begin to count how many care packages we've received from my parents over the years, with handmade things for the 2 of us and sweets made for the 2 of us. I mean, they have always showered him with gifts.
Yeah, I call them Mama Papa now too, because he grew up calling his parents Mama Papa, and I call my mom and Dad, so it kind of works out really well.
Oh, that's really sweet. But obviously they did not want to be filmed for the wedding, and that's been discussed on the show. Is that because in their minds the footage would be like, quote unquote, proof that they support same-sex marriage, or what? Why did they not want to be filmed, do you think?
For me to really analyze that question, I don't know how healthy it is for me.
Not everyone is like jumping for an opportunity to be on TV, especially reality TV, where you don't necessarily know how you're going to be portrayed.
Yeah. It was really fun to watch my parents at the wedding. You could see smiles on their faces. You could see happiness on their faces. But you really saw a difference in their personalities. I mean, my dad, he was pretty social. He loved learning about all the Indian culture and the food and the different traditions. And my mom was just more reserved and shy, and isn't necessarily one to be around a huge crowd. So some of it is just their personalities, and some of it is probably due to other things. And I'll leave it at that.
I obviously love that you ultimately decided to film the wedding, because I think the representation is so important. But do you think if you decided not to film the wedding, that your parents would have been more involved, Nicholas? Like, would they have walked you down the aisle?
You know, parents sit in the front row, and that's exactly what they did. Would they have walked me down the aisle? My guess is no, but I recently had a conversation with my mom, kind of dissecting the episode that aired about 2 weeks ago. And she walked away from it really hurt, thinking her perception was that I grew up in a loveless household. And it could not be further from the truth. You know, my parents were incredibly involved and very intentionally so in my sister and I's upbringing. And it was, every time that I see my parents, we say, I love you a million times. And I talk to them every day. I just grew up in a very loving household.
Evan, I want viewers, especially our LGBTQI plus viewers, to walk away from this wedding thinking, wow, this is possible for me. I don't want anyone to think that they can't have it all because they're gay or they're transgendered or they're queer or they're questioning. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It should not be a roadblock to you achieving what you want. All of these big life things that we all want. It's human nature. You know, sure, marriage isn't for everyone, and sure, not everyone wants a big wedding, but commitment to someone, right? Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that simple bond and love for one another?